Okay, so I was a dummy and I messed up a bunch of times recording this because I didn't realize that it stopped recording at 10 minutes. So it may look like I already prepared it, but that's because I'm just gonna redo the whole thing because I didn't get it recorded. So we're drawing Robbie lying down in his bed. I draw this shape of his head first, a circle, and I'm also going to draw the facial lines to help me figure out the angle of his face and where he's going to look. And I imagine him resting his hand on his cheek, so I drew the hand first. And I'm going to draw the rest of the arms. I use the stick figure method here to help figure out the pose. And I'm kind of drew in the hands while I'm at it too. And that's the spine. I drew the spine there, my little line of motion. He's lying down, so there's not as much action, but I kind of imagine everything kind of curved up. So that's why his legs are up too, because it'll look like kind of stiff if his legs are down. Just kind of drawing the shapes of the arms and legs, and I used how I drew a little curve on the shoulder. That's because I already knew he was gonna uh, position his arm like that. Also, I actually paused here, so it looks like it magically filled up. No, I did draw it. I just didn't realize I was not recording, so I'm going to continue from here now. Okay, so back to recording. Made sure I recorded the actual video. Okay, I'm gonna move on to my other layer to draw in his details. So you saw how I already drew in the eyes. Make sure your eyes are at least one eyeball apart. If it's too close, it looks weird. If it's too far apart, eh. Also, this is a 3/4 view, so the right side of his face is not as visible as his left side and will be blocked by his nose. So I'm gonna go ahead and draw his nose first, the little button nose. He's looking down and his face is being resting on his hand, so his face is gonna be squished. So the bottom of his eyes will curve up to emphasize this, and it also helps give like a little cute emotion on him, make him look more childish. He's looking down, so the top of his eyes curved up, and draw the circle for his eyes. Then the large pupil. Ignore my siblings in the background because I have a very loud family. A very loud family. There's only like 1/4 of us. I'm sorry. Okay, so he's concentrating. Draw the rest of his eyes. Like that. See? And keep his eyes nice and round to show that he's a kid. And just try not to make it too blocky. And you see how I'm kind of being sketchy like this? No, I'm not doing, oh, I'm just doing this. I mean, it gives it a nice sketchy feel, but it also keeps everything more fluid. Because if you do a nice solid line where you don't lift up your pencil from the paper, it makes it look more stiff and it also um, makes you mess up more. So that's why I prefer being sketchy about it. So, la la la, he's sticking his tongue out while thinking. There's his little eyebrows. I'm gonna make it more like an oval shape. And when it comes to his face, he has a round face, but I also would like to do that little curve on his cheek to make it look more chubby. Again, I apologize for my siblings in the background. So you see me being sketchy here. And remember when I mentioned about the shoulder is being blocked here, so I'm gonna go ahead and draw that. So voila, his face is partially covered by his shoulder, and you can kind of see his neck, but not really. So I'm gonna draw the ears now, really cute. And I like to make his hair more swoopy. I like to start from the edge because it helps me imagine like his hairline and everything. So here it is, swoop, swoop. There, I like this hair. Mhm. Okay, so I'm gonna draw his hand now. That's where his cheek is resting. Remember, keep his three fingers, and because he's a kid, keep it nice and round and chubby. Don't be too scared about how the details. See how it drew part of his palm and his wrist, and because of the angle, there's foreshadowing here. So the front of his arm will look a lot shorter than the back. See? And make sure when you draw your clothes, make the lines like curve around the body. Don't keep it straight like this, because then it makes it look less fluid and unnatural. So make it curve like he's actually kind of 3D. See? And I'm gonna draw the rest of his arm. This hand is resting on his paper or whatever he's reading. Keep it three fingers like I said. We can fix that in the future. And there's his arm again. Ta-da! I might as well draw his paper to show he's reading something. If I look at his arm, I'm gonna end up fixing it, so I'm gonna ignore it. So here you see his back and his butt. So you kind of want to keep it, show the wrinkles to show that he is lying down, and keep it on a nice curve. You saw how I drew the little spinal line here. Keep it nice and curved. Okay, so see again like how I made the lines curve around his body to give him that like 3D look. He's not flat. He is real. And he's gonna wear shorts because I feel like it's better for his age. He kind of looks too old. I'm gonna make him look a bit shorter over here. So I'm gonna ignore the lines, the drawing I drew earlier. Make his legs look a lot shorter. Again, drawing like a kind of cylinder to give him that like more form. And here's when your legs should not be straight lines. It should be curved like this. See? So that's the back. That's his calf, the back of his leg. Ta-da! And it gives him that chubby feel. And again, it helps not keep him from being too stiff. I drew. We're gonna keep their legs really simple, like just a like block of a sort. So that's Robbie. Just feel like shading his foot in, and here's how I'm gonna clean up so you can see him in his full glory. Ta-da! Yeah, that's how I drew Robbie. Um. Okay, I'll see if I'll do the third part where it shows both their emotions, or maybe I'll just show you. I'll just tell you. So, see that? For Joseph, I kept his face grumpy. He's kind of like, please ignore me, please leave me alone. So, see how I drew like little wrinkles on his forehead around the eyebrows? It helps like emphasize his emotion. So here he looks kind of frustrated and annoyed, and he has some more blocky eyes that fits in with his blocky face. I made his frown really big, added a wrinkle, and he's kind of slouching here. Shoulders help emphasize their emotions. So the way you draw your shoulders, you either give them like a lazy feel, an excited feel, or just like a more like try to keep small to be ignored. So that's how I drew Joseph. Here, Robbie is like excited. Do you see how his shoulders are like going up, and he has his fists curled up to show he's like talking excitedly about his play. I exaggerated his mouth so that it looks like he's really happy talking about whatever he's talking about. Let me finish this. And again, like the whole thing about the bottom of his eyes curving up, even because he's kind of looking up, his nose is just like a little upside down upside down smile. I don't want to say frown. So, and I put little blushes over there to emphasize that. And when you're like excited and you're talking really loud, your eyebrows can either be like way up like this, but that gives a more surprised look. So that's why I made it look arched down like that. Um, and this, again, shoulders helps give a little movement with him. So that's when you draw your characters with a certain emotion, think of how your body will express it. Like sometimes act it out yourself and then feel it with your face. Like when I squint, I can feel all my eyes like kind of just like squishing up. So it helps you draw. So that's all I'm gonna say. That's it for today. I'll try to draw my animation method later. See you guys. Hopefully this helps. Bye.